I'm back. You didn't see me for long. So I'm doing my July review wrap up. Whatever the fuck these are called. I read 8 books. Oh, listen. I read 8 books this month, which is an all-time record for me. Everyone give me a round of applause. I have all my notes written here. So if I'm looking down, I'm trying not to be a bitch. Okay, the first book that I read this month is Monstrilio. I'll insert like a clearer picture here so you can actually see who it's by, because I'm using my camera a different way. Basically, Monstrilio follows a grieving mother called Margot and her son Santiago. When he dies due to it's a lung disease of some kind. He dies, but then she cuts out his lung. Very Frankenstein-esque, if you will. And yeah, basically she nurtures it and feeds it based on a worker in her mother's house's story, which is not real, but it turns out it's a real thing, and therefore creates the character Monstrilio. And it's in like a 4-part narrative with the dad, the mom, Monstrilio, and then I can never remember her name, Lena. Yeah, it's in a 4-part structure, very sick. This book follows a lot of grief, acceptance, and a lot of belonging that I didn't realise. I really loved it. It was a 4 out of 5 stars, like it was beautiful. I'm a big Frankenstein fan. I think it's one of the best books ever written, but I won't get into that. But genuinely, this is a really good book if you do like Frankenstein. I think it's genuinely very, very interesting, because I never thought I would enjoy it, but I did. But yeah, basically it's set in Mexico City and other parts in Brooklyn and Berlin later in the book, which I won't get into because I don't want to spoil it massively, but it's very beautiful. And Monstrilio is a beautiful character who deserves the world, and the ending is very sad. Really sad for me. I don't want to talk. It has very similar attributes to Frankenstein, which I really like, but genuinely this is an amazing book. I kind of wish I rated it higher looking back, but I don't go back really on reviews. I just kind of accept it. The only review I've got back on is East of Eden, but aside from that, great book. I do recommend this one. Okay, book 2. Speaking of Mary Shelley's Invisible Girl. This is a 3-story book of the Invisible Girl, the Mortal Immortal, and the Mourner. It's 3 separate stories written by Mary Shelley. The best one, personally, is the Mortal Immortal. I definitely am saying it wrong. I just think I'm utterly enthralled by Mary Shelley. I think she's genuinely very goated. If you haven't read Frankenstein, get to know. But I've never read all of her other pieces. So I saw this in Exeter on my holiday. So I was like, you're coming home with me. So I brought it. I tried to get books secondhand, by the way. Just thought I'd really get that out there. But apparently it hasn't been released. So the people who bought Stones in Exeter should not have put this on their shelf. But anyway, I think it's gorge, and I love Gothic literature. I think it's beautiful. It's everything. Give me a theory about Galvanism and I'm sat. Dante's Inferno, I'm sat, bitch. What else? Paradise Lost, I'm sat. I think this book is beautiful. So I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars because it wasn't entirely memorable, I won't lie. However, I think if you like Mary Shelley and Frankenstein, read her other works, because genuinely there is some hidden gems. So defo go read this. Okay, the 3rd book that I read this month is Blue Sisters by Coco Malors. I have no words to describe this book. It genuinely makes me really upset. So this book follows 3 sisters, Avery, Bonnie, and not Lucky. Oh yeah, it is Lucky. I can't remember. Lucky, after the following of their sister's death, called Nikki due to drug abuse, which is discussed a lot in this book. So if you do find that stuff triggering, I do not recommend. However, it's a prominent thing within the sisters' lives that does affect them in different ways. So this is a spoiler, but it does discuss it quite heavily. Avery and Lucky explore drug abuse within this book. Avery's 10 years sober and she lives in London, so she's navigating that with her partner and her wife. And Lucky is a model, so you can assume there's a lot of issues surrounding that and a lot of body dysmorphia and a lot of physical attributes that definitely harm models. I'm not well versed in that. I definitely want to read about that stuff more, so let a girl know. But Lucky does suffer from drug abuse in the book, except the only one who doesn't is Bonnie. But Bonnie, yeah, she's goated. She's the best one. She's the best sister. I'm not comparing them, but she's the best. She is. She genuinely is the most morally standing. I think she's just genuinely cares about the sisters, and she has a lot of love, but she just doesn't know what to do. She's riddled with anxiety, bless her. Free Bonnie, that's all I'll say. But this book genuinely is really fucking good. I didn't like Cleopatra and Frankenstein, even though it's literally on my shelf there. I didn't like Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I gave up after, spoilers, the flying squirrel incident. Alvin and the Chipmunks have been silent ever since, but like, no. But this, yes. I like books with family dysfunction, if that wasn't obvious. I fucking love family dysfunction. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's because I come from a home that isn't dysfunctional. So I eat it up every time. So read that one. And I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Fuck me. But yeah, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I recommend. It's gorgeous. Okay, the next book I read is Deep Cuts by Holly Brickley. I'll be honest, this was a 3 out of 5 stars. I did not like this book. I'll be so for real. Everyone was hyping this up. I didn't want to get it on hardback because I didn't want to waste my money, and I'm glad I didn't. It was not worth the hype. So we followed Percy and her love of music. I'm a music lover, obviously. You can see my Bibles up on the wall. However, she's insufferable. I've got to say, I fucking hate her. I think she's just very complex. She doesn't have a very stable relationship with her parents, to be quite honest. And the male character, whatever his name is, Joe, don't like him either. I didn't like any of the main characters. Was the writing style addictive? Yes, I like that. I like the talk of music. I love that. But literally anything else I didn't like. But it was solid. I'm not going to say it was like badly written, because it wasn't. But I did not like it. And the ended, spoilers, I'm putting it on the screen, spoilers, they shouldn't have got together at the end. Fuck no. Get them out of here. I've had enough. But yeah, this is not a favourite of mine. If you're interested in like toxic couples, whatever, this is for you. For me, no. For me, no. I would never read this again, but I will give credit where credit is due. I love the writing style. If she wrote another book, I would be there and sat. I would. I think it's gorge. So I won't give up on Holly just yet. I think she's gorge. So let her go. Okay. We're on book number 1. We're on book number 5. And it's Miss Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. I ate this up, I won't lie. 4 out of 5. I find classics hard to read, personally. I find them quite difficult. However, this was easy for me. I love Virginia Woolf. I've read 2 Virginia Woolf books this month, and that doesn't happen very often. I fucking loved it. I think it's just beautiful in so many ways. Every character has an integral part to the story, and they have their own set of feelings, which is nice. and I felt everyone was integral. Also, Peter and Chris, so don't get me started. The unrequited love in that book. But let me read out my favourite quote, because I wrote it down. One must seek out people who complete them, even the places. If that does not summarise this book to you, I don't know what does. I think it's just gorgeous. And yeah, I have no words. It's set in a party in London. I'm reading the back just so I can get a fucking sense of it, because it's genuinely so good. And it's the interweaves of Clarissa and her friends throughout the book. I won't go into it too much because I don't want to spoil it even more in this. So, but yeah, it's gorgeous. And I think everyone should read Virginia Woolf. I fucking love Virginia. So read her. She's a good starting point, I think. I've only read 2, so I can't give much of a debrief, but I think it's gorge. So let a girl know what Virginia Woolf book I should read next, because I read A Room of One Day and Miss Dalloway. So let a girl know. Please. Okay. The next book I read was The Ice Palace by Taihei Vesaas. I think that's how you pronounce the name. Please correct me if I am wrong. Firstly, I just want to talk about the cover. She's gorgeous. She's a gorgina. Like, lovely. Everything. I gave it a 3 out of 5. Genuinely, it wasn't memorable to me. However, I did love the narrative structure. It was in 4 parts, I think. Let me just double check. No, it was in... I thought it was in 4 parts. It's in 3 parts. My error, SARS. This is Sis's and Un's complex relationship that falls into tatters after Un's disappearance. I won't lie, Un was stupid for the shit that she did, but also I do understand the stuff. I also loved how the interweaving of Sis's mental decline and the physical decline of the actual Ice Palace itself in relation to Sis's mental health in the second part to be actually gorgeous. Like, no words. I think it's beautifully written. However, it did drag. I'll be so for real. It did drag for me, but I did really enjoy this. I want to look up this guy and see if he has any more works, because I don't want to say goodbye, because I do think he's very good. I did enjoy my time reading this. So yeah, definitely read. Definitely. If you're into, stories about surrounding grief and mental turmoil, this is for you, 100%. I loved it. I did, but it just didn't hit home for me. I like stories that do hit home for me in a lot of ways, but yeah, this one didn't hit home for me as much, but I think it's still really good if you're into this type of stuff. So yeah, I would recommend this book for sure. Okay, we're on to book number 7 and one of the best books of the month. Don't talk to me. This book is goated. I tried to read it a year ago for the first time, and then I just gave up. Why did I give up? I'm so disappointed in myself. Why the fuck would I give up on this masterpiece? So this book, we follow Marianne and Connell's relationship in Dublin. Well, not Dublin, Cartley in Ireland, in their life at school, uni and after, and their relationship that's very, very tumultuous. Like, you can't... One minute they're on again, next minute they're off again, and it's back and forth the entire book. And genuinely, it's depressing as anything. If I wasn't on antidepressants, this would be too much. I couldn't do it. But I love Sally Rooney. Intermezzo, put on screen, one of my favourites. I love Intermezzo. But yeah, this is everything. I like deeply flawed characters that are redeemable. This is one of them. And Intermezzo as well. Ivan, don't get me started, bro. Don't get me started. But utterly gorgeous. And if you want to get into Sally Rooney, good starting place, because she's goated. She always will be. I stand with Sally Rooney, for real. I really do. I think she's everything. So yeah, okay, we're on the last book of the month. A Room of Wonder by Virginia Woolf. Wow! The best book of the entire month. 5 out of 5. Every woman should read this book. It is utterly flawless. When I say Virginia Woolf is goated, she's goated. Don't get me wrong, some of the language in her books, controversial as fuck, and don't use that language. However, I'm not justifying Virginia Woolf. I think she's genuinely very, I don't want to say intellectual, but she is. She creates these really good conversations surrounding women's realities and women writers especially. I think it's really important to talk about this type of thing, because I think we are regressing massively in women's rights, for sure, with Roe versus Wade and other tragedies that are happening currently in the world, obviously. I think we need to create more conversations, because I fear we're losing the room. So yeah, read this. Read it, listen, take it in, and have a room of your own. Don't do things you wouldn't want to do. Have a room of your own. I think it's utterly gorgeous. So Virginia Woolf, you ate with this one, and you have me sat for any other book. I have more of her books there, so they will be read at some point. That's for sure. Okay, we're at the end of the video. I'm gonna give my order of the books that I read from this month, from least favourite to favourite, just to give a bit of context. My least favourite of the month was Deep Cuts by Holly Brickley. Again, wasn't memorable. I don't need to go into it. Next, The Invisible Girl by Mary Shelley. I don't know what to say, but I love Mary Shelley, so get into that. Next is The Ice Palace. The next one is Miss Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. I think it's beautiful. Monstrulio, everything. Read it. Now my top 3. Blue Sisters. She ate with this. She ate with it. Sally Rooney's Normal People. Again, she ate with it. And then lastly, Virginia Woolf, A Room of One's Own. It's everything. Read Virginia Woolf immediately. So yeah, this is all the books that I read this month. So let a girl know what you want to see from me next. And bye bye. Bye bye.